Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to study some chemistry. The world of carbon. Chemistry text page 1. So you can see certain figures. Buckminster Fuller's crystal is given. Then diamond crystal is given. Pencil is given. The tip is made up of black lead. The tip is made up of lead, which is we actually it is not lead. It is graphite only. It is carbon. Pencil tip is carbon. People say lead. Actually, not lead. And there is the atom of carbon given. There are four valencies. It can combine with four atoms. And the next figure shows how chain is formed. Carbon is an element that is very familiar to you. This element also has a lot of specialities. Carbon has got a lot of specialities which are peculiar to carbon only. Other elements haven't got that. The charcoal residue left behind when substances undergo combustion is due to the presence of carbon compounds in them. When we burn firewood or anything like that, when we burn substances, some black thing is left. That's a charcoal residue. That substance is carbon. Carbon compounds of which oxidation takes place for other elements and carbon is left there. And that element is carbon. Charcoal, when has burned, some charcoal, unburned charcoal may remain there. And that is carbon. See, food, cloth, oils, soap, cosmetics, fuels, medicines, plant, animal body, paints, rubber, paper, plastic, etc. are primarily carbon compounds. These substances are primarily carbon compounds. Presence of carbon in nature. Carbon is one of the elements in nature, both in elemental and combined state. Both state carbon is present in nature. Both in elemental. Elemental means as carbon acid. And as compounds in the combined state. Carbon is a naturally occurring one. In the nature, it is abundant and it occurs as free carbon and as combined carbon. The black smoke formed when substances burn is due to the presence of carbon. We are burning things. Then, a black smoke is formed. That is unburned carbon taking escape into the atmosphere. That black substance is carbon, unburned carbon. There is elemental carbon taking exit into the atmosphere. And what about other gases? Carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, etc. are formed because in the organic body there are different elements. Mostly it is carbon. All these will get converted to their oxides. Carbon when burned will get converted to carbon dioxide. The charcoal residue left behind when substances undergo combustion is due to the presence of carbon dioxide, carbon compounds. There will be, when wood is burned, or dead body of animals burned, or rubbish burned, there is black substance left behind. That's unburned carbon. Total carbon won't go oxidized. Unburned carbon will remain there. Not only ash that he gets, he will get some elements also from that used as manure. The charcoal residue left behind when the substance undergo combustion is due to the presence of carbon compounds in them. Charcoal, The charcoal residue, what is it? It is carbon. Presence of carbon present with us. Black smoke formed when substances burn is also due to the presence of carbon. When substances burn, black smoke escapes. That black smoke is also due to the presence of carbon. Black smoke escapes. That black smoke is also due to the presence of carbon, particles of carbon. Innumerable particles of carbon is what is black smoke. The black smoke formed when substances burn is also due to the presence of carbon. New compounds of carbon are being discovered or created after every day. Almost created almost every day. Research is going and see new compounds are produced. Presence of carbon in nature. Where all carbon is seen? Carbon is one of the elements seen in nature. It is in nature where both in chemical, both in elemental and combined state. It is in an elemental and combined state. Combined state means what we bring for burning fire, and dry leaves are burned, or dry leaves and twigs are burned. So much heat is produced, and that is due to the presence of carbon that is burning. Carbon will burn, and at last sometimes some unburned carbon is left. It is carbon, and there will be ash also formed. Ash is formed by the oxidation of other substances. The black smoke formed is when substances burn is also due to the presence of carbon. Particles of carbon are escaping. That's the black smoke formed. Now compounds of carbon are being discovered or created almost every day by human activities and every day carbon compounds are added to the atmosphere. Cyclic changes will be happening. What has gone from the earth will come back. So the plant grows taking carbon compounds and elements. So by photosynthesis, plants prepare carbon compounds. Animals eat it. Animals get in their body. When plants and animals dead and their body is burned or decayed, carbon dioxide is reaching back. So the carbon dioxide that had been taken from the atmosphere will be getting back. That is carbon cycle. The black smoke found when substances burn is due to the presence of carbon. New compounds of carbon are being discovered or created almost every day as research is going on, and new compounds of carbon are produced every day. What element not was? What element that was not there? And that is produced commercially. So it will become enough. Otherwise, only in foreign countries it will be. So the research laboratories are producing these things. What are things? These proteins, globulin like proteins. Albumin and globulin are the main proteins in the blood. Albumin and globulin. There are wild people, they may fight well, and suppose they have got an enemy and terrible fighting is taking place between two wild men. They have got wives and they may be with the children that come, and so when the fighting takes place, what can they do? So carbon is seen in nature. In the combined and in the free state, the total number of compounds formed by another elements can't be equal to 100 of the carbon compounds. The number of carbon compounds is so large a number that all the elements and their compounds added together won't come as much as carbon compounds. Carbon compounds is more than that. All the elements and their compounds added together, that number and the number of carbon compounds alone is much greater than. So that much is the number of carbon compounds. Total number of compounds found by another elements can be equal to 1/10 of the compounds of carbon. What do you know about the carbon? About carbon that is able to make so many compounds. So here it is telling that carbon is able to make so many compounds. How is it possible? Carbon is able to make so many compounds. How is it possible? Here we are studying, going to study that. How is that carbon able to make so many compounds? Complete the table given below with the help of periodic table. You have to take your periodic table. Everything is given in detail in the periodic table. Symbol. And what else you know? That you can write in the next column. Carbon. Symbol what? C. Capital letter C. Then atomic number. Atomic number, how many atoms, how many protons in the nucleus? 4. So the atomic number is 4. 4. Electronic configuration. First shell there will be 2 and second shell, third shell, like that. When you study the structure of atom, you can study that. Number of electrons in the outermost shell. Outermost shell there will be 4 electrons. Covalent bond is. And there is the electronic structure. And there are 4 electrons. Putting explanation about covalent bond into this, you will be able to see here tomorrow or today itself sometimes. Number of electrons in the outermost shell. So we have to study about the atom first in order to understand the properties and what compounds will be formed for that. No, allotropic forms, allotropes of carbon. The same element existing different physical forms, and those are called the allotropes. Allotropy, allotropics of carbon, allotropy of carbon. Different forms of the same element, different forms are there for the same element. Different forms of the same element having physical properties. How they different? Having different physical properties. Their shape, size, other conductor of electricity or heat, and will be different. But here it is different forms of the same element having different physical properties. It's not different. Elements will have different physical properties. Different physical properties, but with the same chemical properties. Their chemical properties the same. They don't bite it. And this phenomenon is called allotropy. And the different forms are called allotropes. The phenomenon is called allotropy. Diamond, graphite, fullerenes, graphene, etc. are crystalline stable forms. So this phenomenon is called allotropy. What is allotropy? The same different forms of the same element exist. Different forms of the same element having different physical properties is known as allotropes. Diamond. Diamond is hardest allotrope of carbon. Look at the characteristics of diamond. Very hard. Transparent means allow light to pass through. Not a conductor of electricity. High thermal conductivity. High refractive index. So those who come with different things to the temple by lowering, they will be able to understand this. The allotropic forms of carbon we studied, and diamond is also such a one. The phenomenon is called allotropic, the same element existing in different physical forms, but physically they are the same. That is called allotropy. Now these allotropic forms of nitrogen we can study. Diamond is the hardest allotrope of carbon. That there can be many hard ones. But, diamond is the hardest. Diamond is the hardest allotropes of carbon. Look at the characteristics of diamond. You can deal about that in the diamond. So what are the qualities of carbon characteristics? Very hard, transparent, not a conductor of electricity, high thermal conductivity. Thermal conductivity means heat conductivity. High refractive index. Some uses of diamond are given below. Used to make ornaments. Used for cutting glass. Diamond is used for cutting glass. Diamond is used to make ornaments. Like that it is. Different uses. And look at the characteristic of diamond. Very hard. Diamond is the hardest substance. No. Transparent means allow light to pass through. Not a conductor of electricity. Poor conductor. But heat will be. High thermal conductivity. Here what happens? What is peculiar? High thermal conductivity, but electricity is not conductive. Usually substances are good conductor of heat and electricity is stored. Here, high thermal conductivity, heat will be passed through. High thermal conductivity. And not a conductor of electricity, that is. Not a conductor of electricity, but high thermal conductivity is there. High thermal conductivity, high refractive index. That means that mu, high refractive index. Some use of diamond are given below. Used to make ornaments. Used for cutting glass. The left side, what is written there? Thermal conductivity of diamond. Diamond is the hardest allotropic form of carbon. It is also an excellent conductor of heat. Carbon conducts heat and also heat brings also. The strong covalent, the chemical bonding in diamond is the chemical bonding in diamond. The chemical bonding in diamond is diamond. The chemical bonding activity of diamond is about 5 times that of copper. Diamond has got the chemical conductivity 5 times that of copper means 5 times that of house. We are now studying about diamond. Allotropy forms a carbon. Studying about diamond. We studied that diamond is very hard. Is transparent. Transparent means will allow light to pass through. Then not a conductor of electricity. That is also good. There won't be shock. High thermal conductivity, high refractive index. These are electricity conduction. Some uses of diamond are given below. Used to make ornaments. Used for cutting glass. Colored diamond in bracket given in the left side. Chemically and structurally, our diamonds are colorless. The poor diamonds are colorless. No green or no red. The presence of certain elements imparted color to diamond. Why color has got why diamond has got that color? Certain substances, and they want the color for that, so they imparted that color. The presence of certain elements imparted color to diamond. For example, the presence of boron imparts blue color, giving color. The presence of boron imparts green color, and presence of nitrogen imparts yellow color to diamonds. The presence of nitrogen imparts yellow color to diamonds. Figure 7.1 is there, and figure 7.2 also is there. So they have got requirements, and it is very good to keep it free from getting dirty, and you can use it in your own ability, and you will be able to take your lens and everything. For example, the presence of boron imparts blue color, boron blue color, BB coming, boron blue color. And the presence of nitrogen imparts yellow color to diamond. The refractiveness of diamond is very high. If diamond is cut into certain shapes, diamond cutting. If diamond is cut into certain shapes, the light entering the diamond will be undertaken. There is light entering is to be controlled. If diamond is cut into certain shapes, undergo total internal reflection. Total internal reflection means they will go and the ray will get bent and again bent in the same direction due to the presence of these substances, energy giving substances. Understand that carbon dioxide when giving 5 calories, that much gram of the tea is, you have to understand. Another person who want to disturb the studies can be tell somebody to sit. If diamond is cut into certain shapes, the light containing diamond will undergo total